All right, we are going to do a real world review of this Matein bag. Many times in reviews, you get somebody and they have a bag and it's not used, or it's not packed, or it's not in a real world setting. And so I wanted to do this as a real world review. And so we're going to start backwards with the bag fully packed already. And then then I'll show you how this works. Now, I am ex-military, and so sometimes when I fly Space A, and that basically means I get to hitchhike with the Air Force, and I get to go places for free. And one of the things that we do is you just take your bag and you go and you get on the plane and you go. And so for that, when I travel, one of the things that I like to travel with is I like to travel with a sleeping bag, right? Because if you get on a C-17, then you can just lay your sleeping bag out and go to sleep. It's much better than first class, right? And faster, right? So this bag will start in the back. There is this luggage part, this luggage thing, luggage strap where you can put this on your rolling bag. But when I travel, I usually try to travel with just one bag so that I can get in, I can get out, and I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about checking any bags or anything else. What I found in traveling back home when I can't get a Space A back home is that if this is connected to the bag, United hasn't said anything. I haven't tried this on American or definitely Frontier or Spirit, but so far I haven't had any problems when this is connected and they're like, you can only have one bag. So that could be circumstance, but this is how I roll with my bag. So in the back, you have this, and then you have these two situations here. This waist strap that has these pockets, and these pockets can actually hold Metro cards. If you were going to be using this as a daily, usually I like to use my bag as a daily driver, and I just like to pack my bag just one time and be done. One and done. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on so that you can see what it looks like when it is on, fully packed and ready to go. So you can get a good idea of how this bag performs. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen these straps here, and then I'm going to put the bag on. I'll put the chest straps on so that you can see how it rolls. And it is heavy. Okay, put my straps down. The strap. I pulled it out too much. There we go. Then I put my chest strap on. Usually I don't go with the waist straps, and I don't think that I took it off, but putting the waist strap on. Now it has like a little thing here. Oh, come on. I stuffed it in a pocket. So there we go. And so the waist strap goes right on, and it's actually very comfortable. It's very comfortable. With this tightened down, the bottom of the bag sits right at the top of my back, and it takes a lot of weight off of my shoulders. Okay, so that's with the chest strap on and the waist strap. Now, personally, I don't think that if you're in like this, it is kind of difficult to get to these little pockets back here. I think that they could have did a little bit better with these. Now, I've had multiple Matein bags, right? And so, as you can see, I can walk around easy. Okay, right? So this is just that front piece. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and put this back down. Okay. In the back here, it has a little pocket where I can keep a Bluetooth keyboard, and because I get to fly out of the country for free, I keep my passport back there, and I always keep this on here, right? So it has a MOLLE case. And with that MOLLE case, what I have done is I've attached some carabiners, and that just straps my sleeping bag right on. But in everyday use, I don't normally roll like this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. And we will start in on the bag. Okay. All right. Now, the bag comes with two pockets. Okay. This top pocket and this pocket. I'm kind of irritated that they made this pocket so small. I would rather it been a little bit larger than that I can then use it. But I've made it work. Now, I'm also a photographer. So one of the things that I have fitted this bag for is for doing some street photography. So I have some things that I carry with me when I roll. Hold on a second. No, I won't be right back. Okay, I didn't bring it in here. All right, so, but normally I'll have my camera on me, and then everything that I need is already in my backpack, right? And so now we're traveling. So right here, you have a pocket, and this pocket is insulated to keep your drinks cold. Okay, you have an earplug pocket. I'll show you something about that later. And you have a power charging USB-A type A port. Okay, now I am I've bought many Matein bags. Okay, my other bag I really, really love, but for travel, when I'm putting in clothes, it gets kind of tight. So I wanted a little bit larger bag. This bag expands, okay, but I do not have it expanded right now. Okay, it expands, but I do not have it expanded right now. And then these cinch down. There's a couple of things that I don't like about this bag. One, this pocket. This pocket is fine. I can live with this pocket, but normally I use it for accessories and stuff. In my old bag, I use it for my deodorant and my dish detergent because I wash clothes when I'm out on the road, and then I don't have to buy one at the store. I just take some from home, I drop them into a pill bottle, and when it's time to wash clothes, I just pull one out and wash my clothes. I do not like this handle because I think that it's pointless, and I would much rather have a pocket right here where I can store extra stuff. Now, the first Matein bag that I had, it had a pocket that zipped up, and it had a mesh pocket on the outside, which was great that I could just throw stuff in and I would be able to rock and roll. The back has two pouches. There's a zippered pouch on this side and a zippered pouch on this side here. Okay. And it also has this particular handle here, along with this handle here. Now, because I've had Matein bags for a long time, I can tell you right now that this design in about 2 years, 2.5 years, is going to split right here. It's going to split. There isn't anything that you can do it. If you use your bag, if you put heavy stuff in it, eventually it's going to split right here, and you're going to have to use paracord to basically repair your handle. I wish they didn't use this style of thing, but it does make it easy to pick up and hold. It's very comfortable when you do, but over time, it's going to split. This handle here is worthless to me because if I'm going to be picking up my bag, I'll just use shoulder straps and throw it on my shoulder. That's a whole lot better. This bag is fully packed now, and I am not about to walk around holding this bag, and they didn't put a shoulder strap in there, and they don't have a place where you could actually connect the shoulder strap if you even wanted to. So this handle is worthless to me. Okay. All right. So let's start at the front. Okay. One problem that I have with this is it's Velcroed down and it's loud. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to show you all of the gear. Okay. If you have a water bottle, then because they're cutting costs, they didn't put two zippers on this. They only have one zipper that you can use to zip up, right? And so if you put your water bottle in there, you can't zip it up so that it's nice and tight in there. And there's no way to cinch that down. Okay. All right. So I use this carabiner to keep my water bottle from flipping out. If that was going to happen. But normally what they have is this was designed for soda cans, and soda cans go in there nicely, and then and only then you can zip it all the way up. Okay. And it should be able to keep your soda somewhat cold or somewhat cool, right? Because this is insulated. Okay. And there's issues that I may have with this bag situation that they have, and I'll show you that when we get to the shoe department. Okay. All right. So that's that. I'm going to take these out of the way. Okay. All right. So that's the first pocket. Okay. This pocket here, I have issues with for a couple of reasons. One, it's got Velcro to tighten it down, which means that for me as a teacher or for people on a plane, on a red eye, if you need to get into this pocket, you're going to make a whole bunch of noise getting in there. That's one. As a photographer, one of the things that I do is I keep, and this has worked out. I figured out I was kind of irritated because I didn't have my other pocket over here, which is usually where I kept my stuff. And I put all of my electronics in here in my electronic go bag so that it would work. But what I have in here is I have my vacuum for my vacuum bags that I use to pack, which you will see later. Okay, my vacuum, it goes right in there. Okay, it fits, and I can go with it. Okay, and up here I also keep my laundry soap. Okay, so I have about 3 pods in this, and so I can do laundry if I am traveling and I don't have to pay for laundry if I'm only going to be gone a short amount of time, right? So I don't have to pay for anything. I have these at home. I just drop them in there and I'm ready to go, and they just sit right in here. I would rather them sit in a side pocket, but that's not what we're doing. Okay, this fits my flash. I have a flash. I have 2 flashes. I have an Godox IT30 and a Godox IT32, and they're in that AKR round head hard case, right? And they just fit right in there. And I have the hot shoe for it, or the shoe mount for it. Okay. And so if I'm going to use Flash while I am out and about, it's right there and it's very accessible. Okay. So that's one. Okay. That's there. And this is here. I just wiggle that down in there and it fits nice and snug. And this zips up. And of course, they only are using 1 zipper. On previous bags, they used 2. We have a little bit of thread stretching right here, so we may not want to overburden it. Okay? All right, so that's 1 bag. This bag here, this pouch, the molly pouch. Let's talk about the molly pouch. So these are the 2 carabiners that I use to carry my sleeping bag. This is a molly pouch. You can add as many molly pouches on here as will fit, and they fit really nicely. And so if you need some extra storage for some quick access, you can just use your molly pouch and drop it in there. I'm going to go ahead and pop this off so you can fully see what it looks like. Okay, now you see the full molly outlet. The molly straps go all the way across. You can add several carabiners or other things. I also teach, so I keep my dry erase marker here. I have pins, and I have some pins for grading. Okay, all right. Carabiners are always good. They have lots of good little carabiner hooks. In here, this doesn't go down all the way so you can really lay it out so you can actually access it. So it's kind of more of a stuff type of pouch, which is irritating. I would rather it come down a little bit further so you can actually access more things in the bag. Okay, and so I have a couple things in here. I have a prayer rug, I have some reading glasses, some thumb drives, and some uh, fingernail clippers. I have some more pins, and I have some more pins and some some brushes and picks for my hair. And here I have my toiletries bag. In previous models, what they did was there was a pouch much like this back here that they used to have, but they were cutting costs, I suppose, and so they removed it. They don't have that pouch there. That's what this would have been, but it's not, and so it is what it is, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put that back. So it holds my toothbrush and my deodorant and things like that. Okay, so that's all in there. All right, so this bag is fully packed, and I have not extended it. So things are kind of tight right now. So, but before I go, I will show you what that looks like. All right, so in the past, the top bag, I used to put all of my electronics, my chargers, and things like that. And because this bag is different, it has a shoe pouch. Okay. I don't normally roll with shoes, but basically it's got like the same material as the charger in it. This, if you're Muslim, you know what this is for. Okay. Keep that in there. When I'm traveling, I always have something ready to go to wash up. Okay. All right. Yes. So it's that same material. So if I open this up, okay, it's this material. Now, in here, what they didn't do is they didn't put a wide enough zipper, inside zipper guard, basically. And so what happens is sometimes this, being very loose, will get chewed up by the zippers. And I would suspect that over time, this is going to get holes in it. So whatever benefit that you got from separating your shoes from your clothes, you'll probably eventually lose, because over time, this is going to catch up. I have a little nick here, and I just recently got this back. Okay, again, I'm a photographer, so this is now my electronics go bag. And so in here, it just pops into the shoe place. It's big enough, okay? And there are two ways that you can put this in here. One, you can lie it down and it will take up a lot of space inside of the bag, or you can lay it flat. But when you lay it flat, you will have to extend the bag so that it's larger. And I'll show you that a little bit in a little bit. Okay. All right. So in my bag here, I have 3 lenses. I have a 16, a 50, and a 23 to go with my camera. So I have many lenses with me when I'm on the go. And this is my electronics go bag. And it just fits right in there. And that holds my travel charger. It holds multiple hard drives, all of my wires, an extra battery for my camera, a flash unit, a pop-up flash unit on top of my other flash unit, and all of my cables, right? And so it's really, really organized, and it works really well. And so when I'm not traveling, I still have basically everything that I need to roll with. Okay. And that goes in there. And I am putting this lying down. Now, when I put it in lying down, it basically takes up almost about half of the inside space. Okay. But it zips up really easily. And I like that. Okay. So now let's look inside of the bag. I'm going to go ahead and take these off right here. Okay. Now it only zips down to about here. And at first I thought that that was a problem, but if you have a bag that zips down all the way, then what happens is it puts a lot of stress on the zippers and you're overtaxing the zippers. Here, you have to fill the bag up halfway and then you can basically rock and roll. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Now, because I have my vacuum sealer, one of the things that I did, there are multiple backpacks that have an automatic vacuum thing. I think that's kind of ridiculous because when you get a hole in your bag, then you're not going to be able to vacuum seal it anymore. So it's better, I feel, to buy the separate vacuum bags. This particular vacuum bag has a hole in it, so it doesn't tighten down all the way. If it did, it would be a lot more compact, but I have two bags. In here, I have I have pajamas and tops and bottoms, and I have 3 pairs of underwear and 3 pairs of socks. Actually, it's laundry day, so I didn't have 3 pairs. So I used some extra bulky socks, some winter socks that are going in here. So, but it represents 3 pairs of underwear, 3 pairs of socks, and pajamas. Okay. All right. So that is what's in this bag. And I carry 2 bags. One is a 20-inch bag, and I can link it below. And this one here, like I said, has a hole in it, so it's not fully tightened. When it gets really, really tight, then you can really shrink it down a whole lot. Okay, so that's this one. Okay, so that's all that's in there. And then this one here is holding its situation, and it has a thick Timberland sweater, and it has a pair of jeans, and it has 4 shirts in it. Okay, so 4 t-shirts. So that is that fits right in here, and now you can see how much space you have inside of the bag, and it is not extended. The bag is not extended, and so the bottom piece here is where my electronic go bag is. Inside of here, I have a electric charger, my anchor, and I have some headphones and some extra cables that will connect onto the outside here. This here is where this is where, I don't know if you can see that from there. This is where the earbuds, you put your earbuds through if you're still using wired earbuds. But what they didn't do in terms of cutting costs, on my bag, my other bag, they put a little bit of stitching around here. This is not stitched around. And so if these start tearing, then it's going to just begin to tear the bag. You really don't have to worry about it because they have a lifetime warranty. And you say, look, this started tearing, and you guys should have did a little extra stitching so that wouldn't happen. But they didn't. And so if this starts running, then it's going to rip a hole all the way in this section of the bag. Why they did that, I don't know, because it's only a few stitches. Okay. So that is the inside of the bag. This is all of the packing. I am free to go on a whole week of vacation or visiting or whatever. I have more than enough clothes. I have all of my electronics that I need and all of the rest of my stuff, right? And I wanted to give you guys a real world thing. If I was really going, I would take and put in here in case I was going to be going overboard, I could take and put in here selfie wand. It drops right down in there, and the base to the selfie wand, it drops right there, and I could take and put a small rig multi pivot head on there, and I can either put my flash on there or I can put a GoPro on there, and I have everything that I need to record content or whatever I need to do, right? Or put a flash there so I can, use that to enhance my photos, right? And that all fits in there. So I'm going to put this back. I'm going to put this back in here. This is going to be, I'm just going to put this one in here because that one there, well, actually, I'll do it the other way. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this in here and I'm going to zip this up a little bit. Okay. Zip this up a little bit over here. Okay. And now I have possibly just enough to squeeze this in. Okay. But because it's not vacuum sealed, it's problematic. And I really don't know where the leak is, but that's the issue. That makes it difficult to put it in there. Now, if this was vacuumed tight, this would just slip right in here. So, do it this way. All right. So I'm going to stop. But this will fit because I just took it out. But and so the vacuum really makes a difference. It really does. Because it just slips in there and you don't have to deal with all that. Okay, hold on a second so I can show you. Whoa. Here's this one. There's a hole in this one. I have to edit the video. Get it down there. All right. So now it's back in. Okay. Now it didn't have to be that way, but it was. Anyways, it probably made the video unnecessarily long, but just to show you, those things work. But that one has a hole in it, so that's the problem. Okay, that goes in there. Then we zip this up. Now, that is how tough that is. That is unexpanded. Okay, that is with the bag unexpanded. Okay, take this over here. Okay, now this back here. And as the bag gets bigger, it has less and less Velcro to go onto. So now the bag expands. Okay, that's with the bag unexpanded. Okay, all of that stuff fits in there. So let's go ahead and spread this out. Okay, now with that spread out, the zips open and closes very easily. And you have much more space. Okay, so we went from the struggling that I was doing before to now it just opens and closes with no problem. All right, then you go ahead and you tighten this down. Okay, now you've seen everything except for my computer, right? Now, in order to do that, go ahead, pop these open. Okay. Now, this goes ahead, it lays flat. Inside of here, I have a notebook. I have a MacBook, 15-inch. I have a 13-inch Books XC tablet with a custom-made leather case. I have papers to grade. And I have an external screen. And all of that fits right in here. And what I do like is that it does not stress. It does not stress the seam here, because on two bags, this seam broke on on this side. And they actually had a pin loop over here that was very, very thoughtful and convenient, but they took that out in this model. They also had a stationary pouch here where this could just slip into, but they took that off as well, which is irritating. But all of this fits in here, closes. This is the 180 TSA thing that never works because you have to pull out all your electronics anyway and put them into a separate bin. So, but they still do it. But does make it easy to get in and out of the bag. And then it just closes right up. Okay. All right. So this bag is great for you being able to take a whole bunch of stuff with you on the go. Also, another thing that happens when you open this up, for me, I don't know if everybody has this. This is an 8200 case for Godox 8200. I can put it in this way when it's expanded, when the bag is expanded, and then I now have a little more space, and that fits flat on there, and it keeps it from falling over, right? So that is this bag from Matein, that you can see a real world use case as a review so that you can actually know what this bag can do. Like I said, these handles are going to split in about 2 years. It takes about 2 years for that to split if you use them a lot. This handle here is worthless. It sucked up a whole other pouch that they could have put here, which would have been actually really great for things. So Matein, if you're looking, remove this. This doesn't help anybody. And the bougie people that you have on your ad is just ridiculous. Okay. You have 2 handles here. Okay. Both of them work. And you have a shoulder strap that actually works, which is much better than trying to take a bag that's, I don't know, what is this, like 50 pounds, walking around with this. Like, nobody's going to be doing that. It's just not happening. So it's a waste of pocket, right? I would rather a pocket right here instead of this, because this is useless, right? So that's it. I hope you have learned something and enjoyed and found out if this bag works. One of the things that I will say is that when people design bags, those pockets that fit flush onto the bag, those things are worthless, right? So, I mean, if you want to actually carry stuff. So you've seen what I have. Have 2 flashes in here. I have 3 lenses in here, and all of my electronic gadgets, my travel chargers, and all of that. My toiletries, some pens and pencils. But this Moly case works great for teachers like me that need pens and pencils and expo markers, right? I can just pull it right off and get right to work. So that is a review of this bag, and hopefully it's not too long. All right, so real world review that you can actually use for your travels. Thank you.